On Sunday morning, we took a tuk-tuk to Centro area because I had to do some shopping for some souvenirs that folks were requesting from Portugal, and the tuk-tuk took us. I think it's a little expensive for what they offer. They're more for
guided tours.
Yeah, guided tours. But we thought it was like a really quick,
get about.
Yeah, from one place to the other, and we didn't know how far the Airbnb was in relation to where we wanted to go. We wanted to go to the Santa Justa lift, and the Santa Justa lift is designed by a student of Gustav Eiffel. So it did look similar to
an Eiffel construction.
Yeah, Eiffel construction, like especially the Eiffel Tower. So it had that kind of intricacy and the details. So we're here having coffee near the Santa Justa lift. We did some window shopping in this, and then we're now here in this square. Right by the lift is a Casa Portuguesa Pastéis de Bacalhau, and these are the codfish fritters, I would say, and it has cheese inside.
Oh,
it was really
so
cool.
Tasty, so tasty.
Yeah.
And they give you a little glass of
Port
to go with it.
Yeah, and this butler tray where you put the glass here, and then
snack cup there.
The bacalhau came in this little cup, and they gave it to you, and it had the date of when we were there also. But it was cool.
You gotta be careful when we watch.
Yeah, it was good. Codfish or bacalhau is a national dish, so it's prevalent in everywhere. Almost every restaurant serves codfish.
Codfish in multiple dishes. It's smoked, dried, salted fish. It's a white fish that's common in the Atlantic there along that coast. So that's a national fish for Portugal.
It was good.
Tasty.
Mm-hmm. And it's served in so many different varieties.
Yeah.
We've had it several times when we were there.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. We walked
along the center
along
shopping.
the main shopping area, which is all pedestrian, Rua Augusta, and so there's a bunch of shops on it and cafes, and we finally got to eat at Paul, which I've heard about from other folks who have traveled to France, for example, and they would bring us like souvenirs from Paul, or they'd tag us in photos in Instagram or Facebook, because Paul. But this time around, we finally got to eat at one, and it was just very exciting.
Yeah, it was really a nice place, and we had some pastries, a little quiche. Very friendly place. We actually enjoyed another one of the locations.
At the airport.
At the airport on our way out.
Which was a great way to leave the country.
Paul's at Paul.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, I had booked a sailing trip for us to go down and sail on the Tagus River. I love sailing, and so it was an opportunity to explore that way.
On the way to the boat trip, we took a tuk-tuk again from Centro, and it was very nice. Our tuk-tuk driver was Asif from Bangladesh, and he also gave us great historical facts and insight about the buildings as we were passing them on this tuk-tuk ride. And he dropped us off to the meeting point for the sunset sail at the Padrão dos Descobrimentos, which is the Monument of Discovery. It's a very magnificent monument. It featured many of the prominent figures that played a huge role in Portugal's success in discovering or traveling to new worlds.
Anyway, I'd booked this sail a month plus ago. Look forward to our evening sunset sail along the Tagus. Really would have liked to have gotten out into the Atlantic, but this was not that. It was a 2.5 hour sail.
Yeah. Similar to the trip, or the boat trip, sunset sail that we had in Puerto Vallarta, they provided wine. It was limited to, I think there were, how many people were there? 2, 4, 6, 8, around 10.
10, yeah. 8 to 10, yeah.
And it was fun, you know, the captain and the first mate were very accommodating and entertaining. They poured the wine constantly. I didn't want to drink so much.
Unlimited amount of wine.
Yeah. And snacks, they gave us bugles for snacks. But it was a very lovely time. He got to skipper the boat a little bit
for a while, which was kind of fun, and to listen to the stories of the captain. And he'd sailed that very boat we were on, which was a 42-foot.
I can't remember now.
42-foot monohull. He'd sailed that to the Cape of Africa.
Yeah, and they were great. They would tell us historical facts about the sites that we saw along the trip.
It was a very beautiful evening, a little windy, which is ideal for a sail, and it gave us a chance to see Lisbon from the water shores.
Yeah, we didn't get quite the sunset sail that we were hoping for because of all the clouds that were hovering above us.
We got a little bit of rain, spritzes. Not a lot, but spritzes fine.
Good sailing. Good sailing. Good sailing.
Coração independente. Se algum barco te abalrou, nunca mais voltas ao cais.
After the sailing trip back to Alfama, did you want to go into a Fado?
I did want to go into a Fado, so that was something on my list to do.
Oh.
And Fado is the scene of faith in the fate. Yeah. And it was really tied to all the sailors and all the adventurers going out on the voyages and honestly never coming back. I mean, they lost thousands of men out to the sea as they explored, and many of those ships didn't come back. If they came back on one journey, that was almost a miracle. And so the family left behind would sing these songs from the heart about the fate and of this journey, and then the sadness of this loss, but also the hope of this new exploration. So it's kind of the combination of those things. And they sing this mourning, so the Fado mistress, the woman, would be dressed in black and sing these beautiful tear-jerking, if we understood the language, tear-jerking songs, but you could just see the passion in them, usually with a couple of guitarists singing away about the travels of their men and their families.
Não me fales mais de amor, eu para ti já nada sou.
And one note that we learned is that if you were the wife, you assumed that the husband was never coming back, but you could not remarry.
Yeah. Or hold a job.
Yeah. You had to wear black forever.
Forever.
Fado is typically the vocal and accompanied by guitar. There's no other instruments really. We had to ask the server what to do because we've never been in a restaurant that had Fado. So he told us the main thing was just to stay silent while the artists were singing, and we could still eat and do all that stuff. Just be quiet.
Just be quiet and not get up during that time. So stay seated. If you had to use the restroom, you're gonna wait.
Yeah. And really, again, these are small restaurants, and they're like right here singing or playing the guitar while you're eating.
Yeah.
So it's a very intimate setting. So we made it to Santa Clara dos Cogumelos, which is, they specialize in mushrooms. So I'm super excited to be finally eating here. We made reservations this morning and we got in, and we're the only two other folks that are eating here for tonight, so it's great. Apparently this restaurant is very highly recommended by a lot of people. That morning, our last day in Porto, before we left, I made a reservation via email to Santa Maria dos Cogumelos, just to make sure that in Lisbon, thank you, just to make sure that we are able to get in, and he accepted our reservation. So that I was really excited to be able to finally eat there, and it did not disappoint whatsoever.
Food was incredible. Cogumelos is the Portuguese word for mushrooms. Mm-hmm. Every dish,
starters, mains, desserts
had mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Every dish. So both of us enjoy mushrooms. Both of us enjoy the flavors of those, and so this was definitely a highlight of the food tour of Portugal. Was this mushroom restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, incredible! Not a location that you go, wow, beautiful historical building. To me, it kind of looks like a bland cafeteria, an old cafeteria. I was redesigning their inside of their restaurant as we sat there, but the food, the bomb.
Yeah, and this pro tip here, yeah, call the place or email the place, look at their website and make a reservation just to make sure that you get in. We highly recommend it. I'll put the link in the description below as well.
And then we did a tour to the city center to see the Christmas lights and the beautiful lights of the night.
Yeah, at this time it started raining already, so we wanted to make it quick. I just wanted to be in that space one last time before leaving.
And it was romantic. It was it was majestic. It was merry. It was Christmas. I mean, it was special. It was raining like cats and dogs, so we weren't spending a whole lot of time hanging out. But it was beautiful, and lots of people were running into there. And the lights are absolutely brilliant. Mm-hmm. Breathtaking.
It's like you're in the middle of the sun.
It's brilliant.
If you want to roll with us again, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon for notifications, and that like button as well.
Thank you very much for enjoying your time with us as we enjoyed our time in Portugal.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
We'll roll with you next time.
Thanks for rolling with the balls.